Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being here on this Ravens blowout of the Puppy Pound and Orioles division series Monday morning. We thank you. We're here in the beautiful Reservoir Hill neighborhood in the 7th District with Councilman James Torrance. We're really here for a special announcement about one of our city residents' top priorities, and that is the delivery of timely, high-quality services in real time across the city of Baltimore. I want to thank the councilman. I want to thank Director Johnson of DOT, Director Luna, Director Moore from Rec and Parks, who is still a little sad that my office defeated his in the Employee Cookout Flag Football Championship on Sunday. Sorry, Mr. Director, not sorry. Council President Mosby for joining us in his neighborhood this morning. And, of course, the most important people, the hardworking men and women who are doing the work of our agencies on the ground each and every day. In April of this year, as you know, after listening to our community and talking with my Chief Administrative Officer, Faith Leach, we set in motion the Build Better Baltimore initiative, which we challenge ourselves to complete a variety of city services in a span of 90 days. We set what seemed like lofty goals or mouth-dropping goals for the agency directors, but because Baltimore City has some of the most skilled workers in the world, we were able to meet and exceed those goals in just the first 30 days. So now we set new goals and increase our capacity to address these needs in more neighbors across the city for the remainder of that time. Within 60 days, on June 12th of 2023, we announced that our crews had filled 19,831 potholes, repaved 10.1 lane miles of streets in Baltimore, and removed 1,142 graffiti markings and cut down on illegal dumping across the city of Baltimore. But the crews didn't stop there. I directed them to keep up the great work and continue to build on that level of service for our residents. Those original sprints were about showing our residents that they can depend on city government and they're going to be there every single day to meet their needs. Improving our city requires collaboration and support across our agencies, all working to restore a sense of pride in the community by improving that service. So today, we're excited to announce the next set of 90-day sprints. We saw how well received the first effort was, and now we're going to start a new one, a new set of goals, new areas of services that our city will benefit from. Over the next 90 days, we will continue to challenge our agencies to meet and exceed the following goals: conducting 36,000 rat inspections and providing necessary treatment to improve and address rat problems, cutting and cleaning 800 tree wells, like the one to the right of us, and installing 90 speed humps to help with traffic calming across Baltimore, and removing 900 abandoned vehicles to clear our neighborhoods. So for everyone who may have a car sitting on their street with no tags, and you know it doesn't have tags or expired tag, this is your only warning that you're getting. We're coming to tow it. By addressing these key areas, we will not only beautify our neighborhoods and maintain that safe and clean environment to help improve public safety, it will also promote equitable neighborhood development, especially for our most vulnerable communities. But most of all, it's about getting things done and ensuring that our agencies are out here working. These sprints are important. They showcase the incredible hard work of our city employees and help foster a little bit of competition to reach their goals. But as always, we cannot do it alone. And I want to remind agencies and residents alike and community organizations, we need your help too. So if you have not registered for the annual fall cleanup and day of service, which is 3 weeks away, the 21st from 9 to 1, call 311 to register by Monday, October the 16th. As mayor of this most incredible city, the greatest city in America, we know that we can continuously work harder to be better together. And that's what these sprints are all about, showcasing the great work of these women and men who do this work each and every day that people don't see when these crews are out there working. We want everyone to know that, to highlight that and highlight them while we work together to make Baltimore a better place. And with that, I'll turn it over to Council President Mosby. Mr. President?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I won't be long. The council stood with the mayor and the administration with the first blitz and we stand eager and ready and prepared to support the mayor and the administration on the second blitz. Look, coming out of COVID, it was rough for everybody, including city services. And as we see those residual effects still play out, as we hear the statistics that the mayor just mentioned, this is the mayor, the administration, your city agencies at work to fight out and to continue to push the progress that we need to see in our communities. All communities, no matter east or west, north or south, deserve the same level of service, deserve the same type of communities and commitment from its city. And I think we stand here today with Mayor Brandon Scott, as long as with Council Member James Torrance, to ensure that that's exactly what we're doing. A partnership in progress between the City Council and the Mayor and the administration of the City of Baltimore. Mr. Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Use your video voice. Yeah, you gotta use your video voice.
Hello, hello. This is what happens when you go to Carver. You always mess up.
I forgive you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Councilman Torrance of the 7th District. For my neighbors here in Reservoir Hill, others who are around the 7th District, we know a number of speed humps are going to be put in place. Just 2 months ago, we had a meeting here to discuss traffic calming for this neighborhood. And the first thing they asked was not a speed camera, but for speed humps. And then we have additional neighborhoods who have asked for the same things, right? Within those 2 months, we will have several speed bumps installed because of the actions of this administration, but working with communities to say that this is the urgency. So to Baltimoreans, please fill out 301s. Let us know what you need so that we can address you right away. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Questions, everybody?
If everyone could step up to the mic so that your colleagues can get sound, we'll try to make sure that everybody gets a question.
Emily?
Hi.
Nice shades.
Thank you. I have two questions.
Hold on, Emily. I think the mic went out on you.
Hi.
Yeah, it did.
Hello. Okay.
There we go.
Can I ask two questions? All right. Perfect. My first question is, how did you decide on these particular services to do for the splits for this? Yeah.
Well, we actually surveyed the agencies and the agency heads about which ones at a cabinet meeting we did it that way. There was just one that I told them that we had to do. That was just the abandoned vehicles. I chose that one myself. The others they chose together.
Awesome. Yeah, I've got two of those on my street. The second question is about the cryptosporidium. Do you have a timeline for when that will be resolved? And I've talked to a lot of people who are really upset about the lack of information. What is the communication plan going out from here?
Well, we're going to continue to communicate the information out. I'll let Director Luna talk about the timeline. We're going to continue to push that information out, but I think it's also critically important for everyone to know that this is a new thing, right? That even the EPA didn't have guidelines for this one because this is something that they just recently started to require us and some other places to test for. But we're going to continue to push the information out. I know that Director Luna, we've already asked for a follow-up test, and we'll continue to push that information out as we had from the beginning. Director?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Richard Luna, Interim Director, Department of Public Works. The last sample that we took was last Wednesday. Those samples take typically 5 to 7 days to complete through independent laboratory analysis. We anticipate those results will be returned to us before Wednesday. And like the mayor said, we are continuously working with MDE, MDH, and our city health department as far as next wave of information will be coming out. Over the weekend, we did reissue the public announcement, and we did include additional FAQs that we worked with those agencies to put together.
Hi, just on that topic, in the meantime, any message for residents about safe consumption of the water and just protecting themselves?
Yeah, I think if for those who meet that we have in FAQs to meet those qualifications, they should take the extra precautions for themselves. But we want residents to know this is why we put that information out. But we also want them to know that this is why we're doing the infrastructure work to cover these things to begin with, right? This is something that were it not for the slowdown of the pandemic and the supply chain issues, both of those projects would have been completed at this time. One we expect, I think, Director, to be completed in November, and then the other at the beginning of the year to completely be done with the protection for this particular thing. Anything else to add?
Good morning. Last week was a particularly difficult week in the city. We had the death of Pavel Lapere and then the Howard County Sheriff's deputy who was shot and killed in Fed Hill. A lot of community members are frustrated with the lack of information they feel like came from the Baltimore Police Department after the first suspected incident of this suspect. DPW continues to act with an interim director. Several other agencies have interim leaders right now. We're coming up on the re-election season. Is this the Baltimore that voters should expect to see if you do win re-election?
Well, I think, Mackenzie, what I'll say again is that we're always putting forth the best team. As you know, we've already named a new director of emergency management. We have a fire and police chief that are going to be approved today with the support of the council. We're talking about our new health commissioner should be coming on board. DPW will continuously be using a national search and to bring in the best and the brightest for DPW, but we'll put this team that we have up here against any across, right? We have a DOT director who's fabulous and looked upon as one who's not just here, that I hear from other cities and other counterparts around the country. We're going to continue to put forth the best team possible, but we know that some people are going to leave and take jobs. We're going to continue to fill those positions as quickly as possible, but also maintaining our ability to be a high-functioning city government, one that is running a double-digit reduction in homicides and almost that in non-fatal shootings this year. We're going to continue to do that each and every day. So if you're saying to me, Mackenzie, that we're going to be a government that's going to run a 15% reduction in homicides year over year every time when I'm elected, absolutely, that's what we're going to do.
What do you say to the other family members who are still waiting for closure in their cases when we saw quick action in 2 high-profile cases?
I think that I'll say this again, Mackenzie. When anybody says that, our homicide detectives work hard every single solitary case that they get. We're going to continue to do that. But as I said last week, and as I say every time we make an arrest, whether it's in Brooklyn, whether it's when a young kid is killed, someone's grandmother, that is not done in a vacuum. We always need the help of the community. And if you talk to folks many times, there are people who know. We need people to step up and tell who is actually pulling the trigger so that we can help those families gain closure, because that is how we do it, in partnership. Our detectives are great, but they cannot do it alone. Every single solitary case is treated the same by our detectives. And as I said last week, you can see if you talk to them, if you know them, if you spend time with them like I do, how it wears on them that they are not able, they're frustrated when they cannot get the information needed, or they need that one last person, that one last step to be ordered to close that, bring closure for that family. You can see it in their eyes, and we just need to continuously work, and they will not stop working until their cases are closed. Thank you.
Just one quick follow-up to the hiring of agencies. I know that during budget hearings, the city administrator, Faith Leach, said that there would be a permanent director named for Monzi. I think it was within 60 or 90 days. Both deadlines have come and passed. Where are we with that search?
We are still searching. We have some folks, and we're going to continue to bring in the best and the brightest. Some of the folks that we considered took other jobs. One is a very, very high profile job in the world of violence reduction, and in fact you can't get any higher. So we're going to continue to do that, and we will hire somebody, but the agency will continue to function and continue to do things like GVRS, which is helping to pull homicides and shootings down in Baltimore City. Again, double digits homicide reduction in Baltimore. I remember the days when your station used to start with the percentage of homicides up. I would love to see him talking about the percentage down. Thank you.
Is Stephanie part of the search? I just want to know if Stephanie is part of the search.
Anybody that applies is a part of the search.
Has she applied?
I can't. Now you know I can't tell you that. That's a personnel issue, Mackenzie. Thank you.
Hey, all these agencies, will they help with the homeless people? Because I know a lot of homeless people is in the streets of Baltimore City in the woods, and I'm pretty sure the DOT and all of them see a lot of homeless people. So is it an agency far as pointing out where the homeless people at and helping and keeping them from off the tracks, putting them in a safe haven.
They all do that. DPW, DOT, they work to help. And as you know, and once she gets here, we'll make sure that she sees Miss Christina and everybody else who are advocates, our new Homeless Services Director.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Welcome.